I know we already all cracked our beers too. All right, well, all the auditory masturbation is gone. So, but speaking of masturbation, do you guys see this new Boston Dynamics robot?
I was going to ask you. So Boston Dynamics creates this thing that resembles the Fox NFL robot dancing around during commercial breaks.
That's a good point.
You obviously became aroused, most likely sexually.
Yeah.
And then your brain went off into vast, just whiteboard. It was like, oh my god! And I can, I have the video up if you want to see.
Please show that so anybody that is watching this on the YouTubes can check it out. But yeah, it's just to describe the action, they got it started out like a dead body lying in the streets of New York City currently, and then much like the streets of Philadelphia, comes back to life on some crocodile and dives its legs up underneath its armpits and fucking stands straight the fuck up. And yeah, I'm not. See, I guess the reason I want to talk about this, I'm not entirely sure how to feel about the Boston Dynamics robot. I mean, is it just for industrial accidents? Industrial, I don't know, fabrications? Is there going to be
disarming?
But yeah, but you're not going to. How much does that fucking thing cost? Are we going to get to a cost-effective? I guess my point is, who funds Boston Dynamic? I need to know that. And if it's taxpayer-funded, can we all have a robot? If we all get robots, do we need to work? Okay, I'm glad that we have, but what do we do now? Alan, you've always got a good barometer for this, so I would like to start with you. Boston Dynamics builds this robot. We've seen it coming for probably a decade now with the Atlas. They retired the old Atlas, the one that you've seen getting jiggy with it and fucking like doing parkour. This is its, I guess, its evolution. Yeah. So what do we do with it? What's the point of the Boston Dynamics robot?
So essentially, have you seen that Iron Man when Hammer Industries steals the Iron Man suit and then makes just like a Navy one and a Air Force one?
Yeah.
So just that, basically. We're going to slap a Lockheed Martin on that bad boy, a Raytheon, give them weapon systems, peddle them across the Middle East and Africa, and just kind of keep doing what we're doing. But, automatedly, not with humans. You get what I mean? So, that's what's going to happen. We ain't getting robots. You fucking crazy? Get the fuck out of here. What do you think? This is Europe? What do you think? Our taxpayer dollars give us shit? No, get the fuck out of here, man. We are taking over the world with robots.
So
the term worker bee is going nowhere, brother. Just keep that in mind.
So my job is safe.
It might be actually moving back towards more of a word that we don't say a whole lot, and we fought a war over. So it's not going to be worker bees anymore. We are going to be fucking slaves to robots. And that's it. Oh, and dollars, like the corporation.
Yeah, of course. I'm already there, man. That war's been.
Yeah, I mean, we're pretty much there. So
yeah. So okay, so you're saying that much like, I don't know, 20 years ago when we saw those Predator drones that just looked like airplanes, jets that didn't quite pass the first grade. Maybe they rode the short bus. They had those big knobby noses. At first, they didn't have any weaponry on them. Now we basically have F-22 Raptors that can fly autonomously. So you're saying that the Atlas robot is just going to become the next super soldier?
Yeah. Look, we could make it do surgeries. We could make it deliver stuff. We could make it do probably a litany of things that would benefit society, humanity, just in general. But just almost 40 years experience here. Most of our cutting edge technology is in war. So I just don't see how we don't slap a Raytheon on the bad boy and fucking give it. Look, and you can make them different, right? The Navy one was like a boat in Iron Man. The Air Force one could fly. I guess they all could fly, but you get what the fuck I'm saying.
I know what you're saying. I get it.
To be fair, the medical industry did inject it's called the Da Vinci, which is, it's not like this. It's more of kind of, I'm trying to describe it, more of like a kind of a stationary Terminator type thing where the surgeon is somewhere else performing high tech surgery. It's really good too for like a sterile field too. You have to like cloth down human. You can you just sterilize the machine. It's pretty easily cleaned.
See how it's not an automatic robot. It's a robot that needs controlling.
Yeah,
sure, absolutely. It is useless without a human intervention or
And
controlling it. Yes.
because I've seen those things, the surgeons doing like the pass their test, their big surgeon test. Of course, they got to know how to do surgeries, but they have to make like a origami fucking like dragonfly or butterfly or some shit, and it's wild. It is wild to watch somebody manipulating these little rods, quite
Yeah.
like that.
I used to have access to a practice facility for that. And it's not nearly as complex as the Da Vinci, but some of like grabbing something off of a peg and putting it onto another one, and then doing it one-handed, and doing it left-handed, and doing it another way, and then looking at some of the residency records were just obscene. The dexterity and the hand-eye coordination was out of this world.
Oh yeah.
All right, so Wes, let's solve this though. If perfect world, we, and maybe not quite the cocksuckery way that we normally would, how would you use the Boston Dynamic robot, which obviously looks like it's capable of just about anything that a human being can do from a tactile perspective? I don't know what the hands are like. I know Elon's robot is really good with the hands, and maybe if you combine the two, if we get a humanoid robot, what should we do with it?
I mean, okay, last Sunday I made this is it's going to sound as if I don't want to stop by and help my mother out. I can only do it so often. Her, student to be 75 years old, but I did a handful of household chores for an hour. Something like this at her disposal to do some yard work, lift some things she can't lift up, some painting, some drywall repair, which I didn't do. Not going to give myself that much credit. Some things like that. Christ, a flat tire on the side of the highway. Hey, pit crew, get out there. Just little odds and ends like that. It's really, as I'm saying this is morphing closer to iRobot, which we saw how that happened.
Yeah, well, you just maybe keep them a little dumb. You don't have to like plug them in. They can stay off the web. Just give them a basic operating system that understands basic commands, general commands. Maybe you can teach them a thing or two, but they don't have to necessarily understand global domination or anything like that.
Yeah, not babysitting the kids, or
I mean, it's a great idea, but look, that thing's going to need a firmware update the minute it comes out the box. You're going to have to plug it into the internet, at which point it learns everything and kills humanity. This is how this works. Look, there's movies about this shit.
Yeah.
Like, it's not even Iron Man. iRobot, perfect example. Of course, everyone wants a house robot. That'd be great. It feeds a dog, does your dishes. We ain't getting that. We're getting.
What if we did have an automatic, like, and not like it explodes or anything, but literally a kill switch where, if I don't know, an app on your phone, or maybe not an app, maybe something a little more tactile, like
a safe word.
Yeah, maybe a safe word.
In all of those movies, there is one. It doesn't work.
I know. Well, those are the movies. Sometimes, you got to blend the reality in with a little bit of the science fiction. I do agree with you. It can become dangerous, but where like just something that automatically like cuts all the wiring inside of it or kills the power supply, something along those lines. If it starts getting a little randy. I mean, even in the Tesla, like I guess I got selected for like some autonomous driving firmware that they downloaded into it for me.
Oh yeah, my buddy at work had that shit. That was kind of
it's got issues. I mean, sometimes if you're in a parking lot, it's like, I'm going to turn left right now for no reason at all. Here we go. And you take over, and then it's like, boing. It's this little chime, and it says on the screen, like, why'd you turn it off? It's like, oh, because we were about to careen into a gas pump and kill an entire town here in Northeast Maryland. Thanks for trying. So then, you just take over and you do your thing. So it is still learning. We're still in the baby steps here. But so like, I don't know, 30 grand. Here's my question then. So a job like mine, very blue collar, you have to physically do my job. There's just no alternative to it unless you had an Atlas robot. So if I invested $30,000 and I said, hey, Atlas is showing up to work for me today, should I get paid for that?
Yeah. See, it becomes a slippery slope when you start, injecting these things into other people's, well-being and welfare. You know what I mean? Because I see what you're saying. It's like, hey, this thing's gonna show up and deliver my mail, and you're not gonna dock me a day of sick leave. I could never have a day of sick leave. I go on vacation, it's gonna show up for me all 7 days. I don't know. We need some trial and error on that one,
I
buddy.
just have a feeling. Well, one, that scenario, we got a lot of convincing of, let's call it a population that you may be a part of. There's a lot of guys there that I think you're gonna have to convince on the fucking personal robot. You know what I mean? They don't even like electric vehicles. Yeah, again, you're on the slippery slope to liberalism, my friend. You want a house electric robot to do your? This is fun, and you want it to be given to you by the government?
No. I'll buy it.
No, not given.
No, I'll buy it. I'm
Oh.
saying if I buy it, and this is my caveat here is that like somebody like Boston Dynamics, they start to put it on the marketplace. I think in order to save and preserve all of our incomes, we say like no company or corporation is allowed to purchase and own these things and put them to work. However, if me, the private citizen, wants to buy one, I can then employ it to do whatever I want, and I consider it part of my autonomy. And so then I would have it do my job for me and then get paid. But if my company bought it and said, we don't need you anymore, then I'm out of an income. They've got a robot that does my job. We're all fucked and nobody works anymore because AI can intellectually take over your job and then also physically take over your job. So if it was only for private sales, I should be able to earn my money because it's my tool. It can drive the truck. It can deliver the mail. It can read. It can probably do better than me because it would remember forwards and holds and everything else that I'm like, oh, I think that's, no, you're not getting mail today. One way or the other.
know.
Just want to be on the safe side.
You might be liable if it makes a big boo-boo, you know?
And that's fine too. Agreed. I think then I should be responsible. And maybe throughout the day I could just check in on my phone like FaceTime and I could see what it's doing and be like, no, not there. Yeah, there.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, good. All right.
I'm thinking of this as like, okay, think about a young athlete that could use. I want to take batting practice. Throw me 1,000 pitches.
Yeah.
At 74 miles an hour right here. Boom, boom, boom. Hey, I'm going to shoot baskets. Just grab the rebound and throw it back to me. I'm practicing my place kicking. Hold the fucking ball down. You know, I guess you can buy those little those tripods are like, $30, but
less than 30, $100,000.
Sure. But okay, but you get what I'm going at.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's times when a young athlete just needs another set of hands.
Yeah, just practical stuff.
Buy a father for the house.
No.
Buy a dad. It's a rent a dad.
Yeah,
there
I
you
think
go.
that's wishful thinking though. Like, could we buy them? They'd be like cars, really, at that point, right? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, can
You have
we
to
buy
insure
them
'em.
and then put them to work? At that point, they're just getting rid of us. They're just buying robots, honestly.
Yeah.
And I don't think they're going to come to $30,000 anytime soon. So quite frankly, it makes way more sense that corporations are going to buy up all the robots and be like, well, humans.
Yeah, I guess that's why I guess
playing.
I think that's what fascinates me most about these videos that have been coming out for a decade strong now is I see it and I'm impressed by it. And, as a human, I'm like, damn, we're good. We're good at stuff. Look how good we are at stuff. Look at that stuff. That stuff's amazing. What are we doing with that stuff? How do we implement that stuff? I don't know if there's a boardroom of people sitting around talking about what they do with, because I'd say 20 years ago, they're like, man, this could be really cool. We can make a robot. And now I'm thinking, those conversations behind closed doors need to start changing a little bit. Like, hey, what are we going to do with this robot now that we fucking made it? Like, what are we going to do with it? Like, well, I don't know. It's just cool, right? Put it on YouTube.
The nerds just had to make it. They don't have to actually figure out the practical use. Yeah. And I'm starting to think of things like that could eliminate the risk of human life. Not entirely, but like I said, disarming a bomb. They're going to have to, whether people want to admit it or not, breaking down the Key Bridge, you got the largest crane on the entire East Coast hacking away at this thing. I'm sure there could be uses for it to do underwater excavation of certain things. You do have welders that do make good money. God, underwater welding, it's fucking man. Young folks, if you're listening to this, you're like, man, what do I want to do with my life? Well, I don't know. I just want to make money. Underwater welding. Whew.
Well, what do I want to do with my short life underwater welding? Because there's a reason they get paid a shit ton of money. Because normally you're going to get fucking helicoptered onto an oil rig stationed about 50 to 100 miles off the fucking coast of like Florida or Texas. They're going to send you into choppy ass water, and you might die by weather, sea creature,
Lack of oxygen. Yeah.
lack of oxygen, workplace mishap. Yeah, there's a reason they make the money that they make. Oh, and you also have to be skilled at making sure that hundreds of tons of steel don't collapse upon itself.
Yeah. Climb into tops of what are they, there's people who like change lights on what are those
towers?
things that are like watching these videos give me fucking anxiety.
Dude,
Those
you know
guys
what-
are just like, yep, top of the world here, man.
you know what the thing is? Those guys, they're only getting paid for their nerves. Any one of us. Because I've seen it done. Like, I've been there. And I was like, can I climb it? And they were like, I mean, you can. But, I mean, we got confidence that you're not going to want to once you get about a third of the way up. It's like, yeah, okay. Like, they're literally getting paid for nerves. And I know some of those guys that climb those towers. Let me just tell you. A lot of substance problems. They're living on the edge no matter which way you go. Because at the end of the day, all you're doing is literally unscrewing and screwing a light bulb. That's it.
The senses are slightly dulled by by substance. Fair enough.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying they're high when they get up there. But,
Sure.
When you make like $100,000 in 3 months, you can take a few months off.
That's right. Yeah. So have you gotten to the bottom of what they're going to do with this? I think this is about as clear as mud.
I mean, probably build cars first.
Build,
it looks like.
Yeah.
Well, Boston Dynamics apparently was purchased by Hyundai.
Really? Damn, Hyundai's been
Why
making
did they
a
have to give it
fine.
the big, like circular, like the light that I have that's illuminating me right now? As
No,
its
I think
face?
that was a conscious design to make it like cartoony and not make us fear our own demise.
Yeah, and
Okay,
and
gotcha,
I
yeah.
think there's been too many. Well, also like if you make it humanoid, right, completely humanoid face, one, it's pointless. Like that's just to like. I think at one time they were like, well, if we make them have human faces, it'll comfort everybody. And then we realized how fucking scary it is to see a machine make motions and shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would just give me a big old like intake sensory thing. That's all you need. Like that's more efficient. Like just a big ass eyeball. That thing fucking probably see fucking Jupiter.
Yeah, you don't
one big eyeball,
Sense.
like a cyclops. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, look
yeah,
at
that's
it.
fine. Yeah. I mean, it's just one big fucking ring light.
Dude,
Maybe we're batting ideas around. I'm not designing this thing.
No, I'm saying, but like based on what you just saw, like that's all that thing is. It's just like I don't know, like an old
Big camera.
1950s TV tube just filled with cameras and
Yeah.
sensors and shit.
Yeah. And a light.
I legitimately wonder how powerful these things are. We'll get a deadlift.
Probably not a lot right now, I would assume.
Okay.
Let's see.
I mean, Elon, the one that Elon's making, it apparently can only move 5 miles an hour max speed. And he said he did that on purpose though, because if it does freak out, you can run away from it.
Of course he did. He was like, fuck, we can't figure out how to make it move fast. Guess what? It's a safety precaution, guys.
I love how you hate him so much. It's so
Dude, he's trash. Nothing works. Didn't you
It
just
does work.
you were look, the thing he's done the best is electric cars and self-driving cars. You yourself said the new self-driving almost ran you into a fucking gas station. Good job, Elon.
Listen, I would enjoy this car
Top-notch
without
stuff.
I would enjoy this car without the self-driving. I don't need it. I'd prefer not to use it because I like to drive. It's an experience that I enjoy.
Yeah, that's good.
The car is affordable, thankfully, after my tax rebate, which I got back, by the way. I did it. I fronted myself some money, and I got it back from Uncle Sam. But the car works great. It's amazing. It's the best car I've ever driven. He's also put fucking a lot of shit in space. A lot of shit. Low latency.
Shit's the key word.
Well, I mean, low latency internet from space, which wasn't able to be. Everybody was like, HughesNet, let's get that. And they're like, oh, I've got 1 megabyte of fucking download speed. Yeah, and with that you get 300 fucking at least 300 megabytes.
Yeah, well, I live around other humans, so internet's not really an issue for me.
I'm
But
just saying
continue.
he's able to do that. Okay, the Boring Company. I'm not saying that went very far.
You keep bringing that up. What has he bored?
He hasn't. I'm saying I'm giving that's a feather in your cap.
Okay, fair.
Yeah. I mean,
What?
I think the Hyperloop could work, but I don't think very many municipalities are willing to fucking let him
Trust
dig.
Elon? Yeah, that's
Because it would take 10 times longer than he fucking would claim it would take. And
yeah.
so anyway, the guy's a smart guy. He has kind of saved free speech in America for now.
Debatable.
For now. You can say whatever you want. People don't like that. That's what's hilarious about that. So, look, the bottom line is the guy's done net more good than net harm.
Also debatable. But yes.
That's what we're doing.
Yeah. Are we?
I just love that Wes sits and just like, all right, here they go. All right, there you go.
No, I mean, listen, my input would offer little to nothing between your two bantering about this.
Where do you stand you've never said this. Where do you stand on Elon Musk?
That's true. Yeah, I don't think he's ever said anything.
I think I enjoy that he's trying. I enjoy that he gives a fuck, and he's like, his money is getting invested into, for the most part, one could deem greater good for society. Now, performance, outcome, again, Alan said it's debatable. Sure, we'll chalk it up, but at least he's giving it an honest, like more than a college try, in my opinion.
That's
fine.
Thank you. I feel like you're parroting what I believe, but I guess I'm a little more optimistic than Mr. Giannis here.
That's not really optimistic. There are no results. We have cars. That's what we got. We got cars and satellite internet that he allows people to use sometimes, depending on where they are in the world and if he wants them to use it.
You got to pay for it, and I think it's pretty. And I do think it was pretty fucking ballsy the way he was just like, "Oh, Ukraine, you need internet? Hold on. All right, you've got internet." Like, I mean, that's fucking awesome. I mean, it is. The Starship. I mean, he's gonna help.
What Starship?
The Starship that can't get past the firmament yet.
What Starship?
The Starship that keeps exploding.
It's not a Starship unless it has like a cafeteria and a bridge. There better be a bridge, a medical bay. Like that's a Starship. Are we talking about Are we talking about just a shuttle, like a couple guys, 5 to 10?
You haven't seen the thing?
No, I don't follow him.
Okay, I don't follow me, but I follow human achievement, Alan. That's what I'm getting.
See, here's the thing: human achievement hasn't occurred yet, so I don't know about it.
It's fucking no. It's the biggest thing that's ever been put in fucking space.
You just said it keeps blowing up.
It does because it's okay. All right, Wes, check us out. When we were kids, ABC's Wide World of Sports.
Mm-hmm.
You were about to see what?
The Battle of the Networks.
You were about to see like Evel Knievel or like a feat of human achievement.
Yeah, they usually did. I'm trying to remember that. There was another kind of Evel Knievel wannabe. He just used to drop himself from a car from like, I don't know, 15, 20 stories. I'm trying to, God damn it. Oh, Rusty. I think his name was Rusty something or other.
I just believe you. I don't need to hear it anymore. I don't need a last name.
Spanky Spangler. There you go.
That's bad.
The other day, I saw a video of somebody in a monster truck, and they were hitting like motorcycle ramps and doing backflips and like landing, and then they were also doing like rail grinds on the axles across like fucking like canyons and shit. And I'm like, oh my God, like where has this been, and why? Like this is not even like looked at as something that's like amazing. It's just it's YouTube clicks, and I think it only
the Chive is the Chive is taking that over now. You get that, like there's a Chive channel where it's nothing about human beings being awesome, and it's just endless montage of parkour, skateboarders, skydivers, parasailers, and input a handful of other current or soon to be X Game sports.
But there was a time where we all gathered round to watch Evel Knievel fail, by the way, at jumping a series of like just things, school buses, a fountain in Las Vegas. Like
Snake River Canyon.
yeah, like that was that, and that was, and we were amazed by that. This guy, I just feel like guys like Alan, maybe you're like right on that borderline of like not
I
impressed.
mean, I saw that shit.
I know, but like I think there's a generational divide between like that's impressive and like pfft, you're a clown. And I'm not. I feel like you're in that weird gray zone of like being impressed and thinking something's clownish.
I mean, that's fair, but like your example is kind of shitty because like what Evil Knievel did was human achievement. Blowing up rockets isn't human achievement. We've sent rockets. They work. They got people up there. The blow up part's easy. Like he has not achieved a human achievement is what I'm saying. He's trying. I give you that.
He's in the midst of. He's in the midst of.
He has not achieved. The human achievement is not attributed to Elon Musk.
I know, but you can't.
Maybe he's doing what took NASA decades. A decade.
Yes,
that's just like trying to like expedite the process of a private entity doing what took millions and millions and billions of dollars via NASA and in some other some other countries.
They got that shit kind of figured out. They've done it already.
They did it. But
he could maybe like use his money in conjunction with NASA.
Well, that's what he's doing. I mean, NASA can't afford itself anymore, so he's like, "Listen, I want to do it, so I'll pay for it. You just give me your launch pads." And then they're like, "Nah, we can't do that." And he's like, "All right, I'll build my own launch pads." So he did. He went to fucking Texas, built his own launch pads. Yeah. Then he's like, "All right, I'm going to build my own rocket." He's built engines that have never been achieved by humanity before.
Teams of engineers, but yes, go ahead.
He's on the. He's working on it, I guess. I just feel like nobody has an attention span.
My point is that he's working on something we've already done. Like he's not achieving anything.
No, this is where I'm going to.
You think he's achieving something? He's a very good salesman.
He is. Well, yes, he is. He's a good salesman, but he's also. But he's selling things that he could do so many other like cheap things. Like he could have been like the inventor of the one wheel, which I want to buy, by the way. But he decided to fucking put rockets in space. I think the difference between what he's attempting to do and what NASA did is NASA said, we don't want these guys to die because it would be bad PR, but we are literally going to strap them down to inside a trash can where they have about 4 inches of mobility left and right. Yeah. And we are going to strap them to, I don't know, 2.5 stories of rocket fuel and just blast the fuckers off and see what happens. Yeah. He wants to be like, all right, I want you guys to be able to move around, explore the cabin a little bit. Yeah. I want you to be able to. He's attempting.
I get it, but it hasn't happened yet. So we can't. That's my point. You're like, man, he's a pinnacle of human achievement. No, he hasn't achieved shit that we haven't already achieved. The minute I see the fucking Enterprise go up and start fucking doing stuff, I'm in. I'm an Elon guy. Mm-hmm. Get me on the Enterprise.
Mark the words.
That shit ain't happening.
April 18th.
Go ahead.
When it does, it won't be used by us.
Don't forget, I mean, the second we see Bobcat Goldthwait step off of that spaceship,
true. Yeah.
I'm in. Take my money.
Yeah.
I'm buying stock.
But
look, I want it to happen, but I just say he's got a track record.
I have no trust in our government. I'm changing gears.
That's fair. I don't think they're going to get it done.
And I guess I'm trying to summarize like this robot thing is like with all this technology that's coming out, like we need an independent, like I don't know, technology council or something, and we need to come up with some plans before like Google or fucking Microsoft or even Elon come up with like what they plan on rolling out their new materials to perform, because we're gonna be I think about this like. We're going to be fucked. White collar, blue collar jobs like are just going to be like NVIDIA. The only reason NVIDIA stock went through the roof is because their chips power AI technology. That's it. They make AI chips. That's what they make. They don't do anything. They don't fucking deliver flowers to your wife on her fucking birthday because you forgot. They just are like capable. That's it. And what are we going to do when that shit like works and we can't? Like, can't earn money. Like, you're a project manager, right? So, like, what happens when there's a fucking computer that's just like, I'll handle this.
Oh God, get into OnlyFans.
I think, yeah, I mean, that's fair. That's a reasonable.
I don't know.
Reasonable backup plan.
Are we all just gonna pay each other?
Give another go at sports television.
That's funny.
Yeah, give an honest try.
That's definitely automated, bud.
No, I just think it's funny that if we all had OnlyFans pages, we would all just be paying each other to see each other's nipples. Essentially, that's it. Like that's our entire game plan. It's like I'm gonna pay you $50 a month. You pay me $30.
You can't do other stuff on Only. You don't have to show your nipples. You could like play guitar or solve a Rubik's cube. Like I don't fucking know. It's supposed to be not for just titties. Is all I'm saying. But that's what it's.
I don't know. I mean, unless seriously, I think I would just immerse myself in finance and just take my money and just start, investing it as wisely as I possibly could. Do like a year-long deep dive of, all right, I'm going to manage my money and.
So should I be like
not pay anybody else?
I go back to like be an electrical engineer or something? I feel like that's probably the move.
Yeah, you could do that.
Then you
can build robots.
Then
be a robot builder.
Build robots, right?
Yeah, but that's the thing is once they build 2 robots, those 2 robots now are the robot builders.
That's fair.
They
always need a fucking Poindexter to be like, the fucking robot's malfunctioning. Like, you know what I mean? So yeah. I could be that guy.
Yeah, Renadad, flow cakes. I mean, got some ideas, got some fallbacks.
Fucking flow cakes,
dude. Some people lost, like a bunch of artists lost their fucking minds because there was one of the Marvel TV shows, like the opening credits, like all the artwork was done by AI, and they were like, "Wait a fucking second, we're the artists, we're supposed to do that." And it's like, nah, well, hey.
Yeah, that was a big part of the whole like strike, Writers Guild strike and fucking actors and shit. Yeah, they were like, fuck it, we'll use ChatGPT to write your scripts, you fucking scrubs. And the writers were like, oh, no, we can't do that.
Yeah, I mean, I think some of the writers are probably using that shit too, which is why a lot of the writing's shitty. I don't feel there's too much of a problem if like you had something like, here's my idea, and then it pumped out the rough draft, and then humans sat down like, all right, now let me fix this, monstrosity that this thing pumped out. But I don't know, man. I just feel like we might be getting ahead of ourselves with like, just because you can do it, like, I don't know. It's like a dog chasing a car. What's he going to do when he catches it?
Yep.
And we need to figure out what that next step is before we, like, put this into marketplace in some capacity. I mean, that Boston Dynamics shit, it's amazing. I love when they put an update out. But then, now that I've seen this one, no cord, battery pack, it's fucking slim. Yeah. It's like 5'6". It's perfect.
Double jointed on everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is actually.
It's like triple jointed, dude. Like you said, it's like someone from Night of the Living Dead that got hit by a car. Then they just put their fucking broken bones back together. Like, yeah.
Dunsky, man. And have you ever seen Ex Machina?
Mm-hmm.
Like, she breaks an arm, she just untwists it, puts a new one on. Like that's it. Dunsky. Like damage is not damage. Damage is just a replaceable part.
See, that's what we need robotics for. Like, we need robot arms. We're going to get robot Marines, like I said.
Yeah, but but then there's no, like, I feel like you need consequences, though. Like, you can't just be like, I'm going to send my robot army in to clean this shit up. Like, there's no consequences on that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but, like, isn't that like the goal of humanity to get to a point where like isn't humans' goal to just eventually not die? Like I think that's like the ultimate humanity goal, right? Is to like live forever. Yeah,
but I also feel like the only reason we haven't been nuked is because basically everybody that is worth a nuke has a nuke.
Yeah. It's mutually assured destruction.
So putting humans in harm's way in a war zone means we don't want to go to war.
See, here's this thing. Well, I've been watching Fallout on Prime, and if you haven't, you should. Okay. But much like the Fallout games, like they basically, I don't know if you familiar with Fallouts, but Fallouts are basically that a corporation built a bunch of vaults all around the country for Fallout, like for an Armageddon, a nuclear apocalypse. But you find out that they are the ones who fucking start the apocalypse. Because they're a major corporation. They've basically gotten the U.S. government to fucking license out basically the survival of American citizenry. And they built vaults all around the country and then dropped bombs.
Sort of like a pharmaceutical company who has a vaccine with no use. So
Yeah, something like that, you see?
I get it. I feel like I've lived this plot.
Yeah.
Middle class holes, everyone. Foxman Alan Murr.
Pretty accurate.
This episode, a year ago, this episode is now taken down immediately.
Oh, yeah, everything we've said is done.
We're going to move on to some lighter news, something a little more hypothetical. Meets somewhere like bridging the gap between fiction and nonfiction. We're actually going to save this story for asking for a friend when our legal counsel comes on, because the later on text and the hypotheticals are actually more, for at least for purposes of the middle class holes, banter worthy. But to give you all some context, criminal mastermind attempts to rob gas station with a 5-foot snake. Out of Memphis, Tennessee, Reginald Cook, 26, is charged with 2 counts of attempted aggravated robbery. Around 2 p.m., Cook attempted to rob the Shell convenience store. I'm going to say this on 3599 Elvis Presley Boulevard.
Oh, nice.
And implied that he had a weapon. He didn't. He just had a 5-foot snake around his neck, and just quote, give me the damn money," which is a great line if you're going to attempt to rob any type of convenience store or whatever. So anyway, later on, the article, because it's Barstool, says impromptu speed rankings of animals to rob a gas station with.
Oh, I didn't know that were contained in the article.
Yeah, if you're scrolling down, Murr, you said we don't have to limit ourselves to animals, but some of the animals listed, at least we can give ourselves some talking points. So first and foremost, pit bull. That's a pretty good one. You know, you bring a fucking angry ass dog. Yeah, that's not going to do you too much good if you have the, the plexiglass barrier.
So what? So, are you saying that the snake's more dangerous because he can squeeze through the change hole? Like,
yeah, I'm not exactly sure if the snake helped him out in the situation. I think it just made him look more badass. But yeah, if he could give it like a and go, the money hole down and up. Snakes on a plane, but snakes in shell.
Well, let me ask you this though: you think was he successful? Did he actually get money from the store?
Okay, hold on. Cook entered the store. The 5% ran his next affidavit states the victim saw Cook reaching inside his backpack, implying he was armed with a weapon. The victim pulled the gun in self-defense. Police say no money was taken, no injuries were sustained. Okay, so it was unsuccessful.
All right, yeah. Well, I mean, like Andre the Giant was deathly afraid of snakes, and I mean that.
that's kayfabe, right?
No. This is I've seen plenty of documentaries about this. Like, yes, wrestling's that weird thing where like sometimes it's real, sometimes it's not. And Jake the Snake Roberts had a real snake, and Andre the Giant was really afraid of snakes. And so, you have like a storyline meeting reality a little bit there. And so, I mean, I feel like Andre the Giant could just thump me into the ground like a fucking hammer on a nail. But if I had this python around my neck, I might be able to rob Andre the Giant. So it sounds like fear is the main culprit in this robbery attempt.
Okay. So what animal do you fear more or less? By the way, there was a really good one later on where Earthquake did the actual finisher on the snake and killed it.
No way.
Yeah.
How did I miss this? Did he just do it? Did he just?
It was around the same time where he got a cobra and they removed the fangs and it bit Randy Savage on the arm and he couldn't get it off of Randy Savage's arm.
Yeah, I've seen another documentary about that where like Randy went back and forth with Jake for like days. Like, okay, so what's gonna happen then? Because Randy wasn't exactly a fan of snakes either, and apparently Jake had to let the snake bite himself first, and then Randy agreed to it. And then, the snake just wouldn't fucking let go.
God. You talk about a time where wrestling toted the line between reality and kids were like, oh my God. They were like kids crying all over this.
That's because they were making it up. They were making it up as they went. And it was like kind of real. And I don't know. Anyway, I don't know. Pit bull to rob a store. Yeah, I mean, I guess it just depends on how aggressive you got the pit bull. Because
How well trained? Yeah.
yeah, I mean, if you just fucking let it loose. But like, if you went in, but then again, if the clerk's afraid of dogs, just in general, I've seen some people fucking do backflips when a fucking Chihuahua or Jack Russell comes around. Like, he ain't gonna hurt you, man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take the money and all the beef jerky and all the hot dogs that you have.
I'm taking all the fucking big bites, the cheeseburger big bites.
What are some of the other animals they threw on the list?
You got here. This is this is peculiar because I'm not exact. Listen, I'm not going to pretend to know the animal psyche, the Dr. Doolittle skills of Reginald Cook, but bald eagle. I don't think you necessarily could have tamed one, but if you show up, if you're wrangling a bald eagle, do you really need money?
That's a good point.
You know,
You know how expensive.
can't you just go to like a shitty Division II basketball game at halftime?
Yeah.
Like, watch, wee.
It's a rich man's hobby. You know how expensive leather gloves are for fucking holding a predatory bird? It's ridiculous.
But at that point, why even like threaten them? Why not just like train a crow? Like I saw some guy, like there's some foreign country, they've been training crows. Like they'll give them treats if they bring them back like dollar bills. So the crows will fly around and wait for people to pay for like popcorn at the like little outdoor stand and just come down, grab it, come back, and like, here you go, buddy. Thank you.
Yeah. That's and a carrier pigeon, which is still one of the greatest bits of all time. Where I'd never heard of that before. The original text message. This is peculiar. It shows up at your local Shell gas station. A lion. Mur, do you have lions at the zoo you guys are at? I know you have that kind of busted ass diabetic tiger.
Okay, we've got 2 busted diabetic tigers. Thank you very much. But now, they have 2 white lions, a male and a female. I don't know if we'll get any babies anytime soon, but they're getting bigger, and I feel bad because it's like right next to the jackals, and I feel bad for those fucking jackals because those lions are just up at night like,
Yeah,
buddy.
I'm thinking like a Reginald whatever gets his hands on a lion. Now,
but that's
again,
that's a no-brainer.
breaking fantasy here, whether or not it's tame, to bring it into a convenience store. Yeah, I mean, that's money instantaneously. You don't even have to say, "Hey, I want money." You could just be in there as a good Samaritan, like, "Yeah, I mean, I'm here to buy stuff. Like, take whatever you want, man. There's money for you. Let's get the fuck out of here."
Yeah. Fuck a lion.
Yeah.
Well, see, I was trying to think of like things that you could rob people with that aren't, because the reason I want to send this off to our legal counsel is like, I mean, technically a snake's not like, snake's a pet. Technically, I guess it's not. I mean, I've got my theory. I don't believe a snake is a pet, but there are pet snake owners out there that would, go to the grave to argue otherwise. But like poop on a stick. How could you get money if you walked into a place and had a big giant turd at the end of a stick and said, "Give me all the fucking money in the register or I'm going to rub this poop stick on you"? I have a feeling you might get a couple of things. Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
It depends on the amount of money. If they were robbing my entire savings account from me, I would take some poop to the face. But for like $50 to $100, I might be willing to part with that to not have poop put on me.
Well, here's an interesting thing. I just figured I'd Google it as a preface to having fucking Calvert on. But fucking in New Jersey, not in Maryland, a dog can be classified as a deadly weapon.
Okay.
Yeah. There's parameters around it, but yes.
Are breeds specific to this?
It doesn't look like. It just says something about like, if they're aggressive enough and large enough. Like I guess breed would be taken into account because some certain breeds have histories, I guess here it says, but it's really about like, can it inflict serious or deadly bodily harm? Like, is it big enough, strong enough? Does it respond to command? Like, are you commanding it, or are you unable to control it to command it not to? Like that kind of stuff.
Gotcha.
I'm sure we can dive into that with legal counsel.
Fair enough. So let me breeze through a few of these because then we'll get to more poop on the stick because I like where your head's at on this one.
Thank you.
Western lowland gorilla. I mean it's a silverback. That's a no brainer.
Yeah.
You walk into a store with that, it's that guy's That guy is pooping on a stick,
Motherfucker,
behind the counter.
I give the
Yeah.
gorilla fucking enclosure a wide berth, and it's designed to keep them in. Like, nah, I don't fuck with that shit. Great apes, no thanks.
Here's an interesting one. Bees.
Well, I guess you could technically, if you walked in a beekeeper suit.
Yeah.
And
with an enclosure where they're.
Yeah, you had like a lantern, we'll say, of bees, and they were just like, get them. I don't know what you do.
Just open the lantern door. Like,
yeah.
Shake it up real quick.
yeah.
Yeah, I think you could more often than not you could win a little cash.
Yeah, absolutely. Nobody wants to get stung by bees, especially I mean, you saw what happened to Macaulay Culkin. Motherfucker died.
That guy died.
That's right. A skunk. Whew. Man, you're rolling there with its ass facing the cashier.
Honestly, I mean, it would suck, but I'm probably fucking you up for that. Like I'm attacking you because you don't have a deadly weapon in your hand. You just made it stinky. Like we're fucking fighting.
Yeah, that's comparable to my poop on a stick. It's like it's just an uncomfortable scenario you don't want to be involved in. But like if it was your bank account, you're fighting. If it's like the money in your pocket, you're like, all right, dude, I don't want to get fucking. I don't want to get skunk juice in my eye here.
Yeah,
you have this.
Don't skunk me, bro.
Right. It's like a almost someone who's just super defensive on altercations. You know what I mean? Just doesn't want to have anything to do with any altercations. Like, yep, okay, yeah, money's yours. I don't care.
I do have a question though, like with like random like back in the day, back in the 80s, you heard about muggings all the time, but we didn't have credit cards. We all had you had all the cash for your day in your pocket. Like in the morning, you probably had more money than you did in the evening. Like I don't keep cash in my pocket. Like I generally keep a 20 in my pocket until it's been broken. And then when I get home, I just dump the change into a jar and then I put another $20 bill. The most you're ever going to get off of me is $20. Like, so it's like stick ups. Are they like a thing of the past or do they just beat you up for fun now?
I think they take your cell phone.
Oh, okay. All right, that's fair.
Yeah. But it's not the same. I don't carry cash ever. And when you give me cash, I look at you funny. Like, why? What's the fuck supposed to do with this? Now I have to go put it in a bank.
Watch, some jewelry on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get like a watch.
I mean, like, I know, but I mean, I just feel like that's not like. What are you gonna do? You get a watch, right? Then you got to go find somebody who has cash to sell them the watch.
Got this watch, man. Get the fuck away from me. Yeah. This is the last one I found to be. They had to have thrown this in because again, it's Barstool and they're trying to get some comedic value out of it. Siamese twins.
What?
Like bringing Siamese twins as a weapon?
Like conjoined twins?
It's like, hey, isn't this freaky? Give me your money. Aren't you weirded out?
I'll pay you you can pay me to pet them. I mean, by the way, did you see that the those conjoined twin chicks that were on like TLC? Have you seen the hubbub with them?
Saw them on ABC Wide World of Sports.
Well, the honeymoon's a wide world of sport, I'll tell you that. I mean, this comes back to like, remember we were talking about like the, what was it, Shauna Ray? The guy that was like the girl that looks like she's 12 and she's got like the 30-year-old boyfriend because she's technically about 30 herself. I have to question the sanity of the man. Like, well, I fell in love. With who? The one to the left. Like, I don't know, man. Because
he only married one.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
He didn't marry. It's not a joint partnership, and apparently the other one's got a man in her life as well. Like they share everything from like the lungs down.
Yeah.
And you know what else is below the lungs, don't you?
No, don't get it. Jesus Christ.
I'm just wondering, like legally, how does that work? Like if one's not into it, like what's that like? That conversation. Jesus God.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, everyone is entitled to a healthy, rich, loving life. Okay.
I agree. But, well, everybody's entitled to be like, not tonight, Jake.
Everyone who isn't a part of that crew is entitled to ask, how the fuck does that work? I don't get it.
Now, you
Yeah.
put that on OnlyFans. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Talk about
It's just
robbery. Stealing every dollar I got.
Yeah. So more, did you have others? Like you said, poop on a stick. What else? Like,
Poop on a stick. Syringe filled with mystery liquid.
I got AIDS in here.
Anything. I got. Yes.
Yeah, just like you do a masking tape with a question mark on it. Could be anything.
I got money in here, bitch. Now give it to me. Yeah, something, anything. I don't know what else. I mean, technically, just saying I have a communicable disease and I will cough on you. Anything. I just feel like I feel like depending on how you look, I might be willing to believe you if you say some outlandish bullshit and you don't even have to have a weapon. I would consider you a biological weapon that I would be afraid of. Like, dude, you guys fucking have lived in Baltimore. Imagine one of them scratches you just with their fingernails. I might go to the emergency room.
Yeah.
Probably just clean it with alcohol. It's not really
Spit on it.
It's not really anything that communicable coming from under his fingernails.
I don't know, man.
Yeah. I mean, I get what you're saying, but yeah. No, like I'd be more like if you coughed on me or sneezed on me like that. Yeah. But
It's like that scene from Outbreak. Dustin Hoffman threatens that. Remember?
does he? Like I haven't seen
Yeah,
Outbreak.
he says, I've been from ground zero. Would you like me to cough on you? It's like, yeah.
Oh, that
Cuba
fucking
Gooding's in that.
Oh, that fucking movie. Because doesn't she contract it because like they're fucking with somebody who's freaking out and like she gets pricked with a syringe like through the glove.
Yeah. Renee Russo.
Oh God.
Yeah. And Kevin Spacey ends up dying in it.
Well, he deserves it.
That's basically like
hindsight's
any
2020.
nurse, though. Like ask
30
any
years
nurse,
later.
and they've had the fucking scare. Like
Oh yeah.
yeah, like any nurse, like being like, oh shit, got stabbed, gotta go to the lab, get my blood drawn, might have AIDS.
Yeah. Well, that's like when I got stabbed through that package I was trying to put in a mailbox. Like it had a knife that had come out of its box and just right through my fucking palm. Like, oh, thank God I know that this thing has not been used by anything yet, and I should be fine.
The soon to be owner hasn't rubbed fecal matter on it for maximum damage.
Oh, there you go, shit knife.
Yeah, shit knife, yeah.
Yeah. Have you guys seen the people who devise these like extravagant package stealer deterrent like
Yes.
it's like
Oh yeah.
yeah, and they unbox it and it immediately like blows up glitter and shoots fart spray at them and they can't turn it off. God, those are amazing. That's such a good. Speaking of like, you saw the Boston Robotics. This is like version 3. They make multiple versions of these. Like, trial and error. This thing didn't work, so I made it later and greater. It shoots more fart and more glitter.
I feel like that's just like a road to like a homemade nail bomb. You know what I mean? Like it starts with glitter and fart spray. You're like, oh man, this guy got me again. Fucking, I decided to use a Folgers can and a bunch of extra nails I had in the fucking garage. And it's like, well,
Rusty.
That's illegal.
Yeah, and that's what Elon would be doing if he wasn't shooting fucking missiles into space.
That's probably more useful, actually.
But yeah, no, those boxes, because that guy was like, what? I think he stopped at version 3 and he put it out this last Christmas. And that thing, it's fucking amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
He
won't stop.
And
If someone tries to shut it off, it just keeps shooting more glitter and more fart spray.
Because eventually, he designed it to where like it was armed after it was picked up, and so so that way they could get it into their car first and drive away. He said, "How much money did he spend on cell phones for that shit?" Yeah, that's amazing. And yes, that's the best use of our technology, in my opinion.
That's it right there. Boston Robotics. Listen up.
By the way, and your brother Wes kind of like I don't know if he blew this for me or not. Have you seen those videos of those guys that they put a bike out? It's a booby trapped bike. It might be like tied to like a cord or like
Yeah, I've also seen the one where the seat is a false bottom and just shoves a rod in their asshole.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
okay, so I have a legitimate question for you guys. So your brother told me that those he's like, well, those are staged. And I was like, how are they staged? Like, I've seen these people getting fucked up. He's like, oh, well, they make them sign a waiver that like, hey, go steal this bike. It's booby trapped. Like, so they know it's booby trapped, but they don't know how it's booby trapped. I'm like, that makes it worse. Like, I feel bad for somebody who like they're getting fucked up, man. Like,
Yeah,
these
starts
guys,
hauling ass, and then the bike stops on a dime, and you're projected 10 feet. Yeah, sure. I agree with them. Some of those are staged. I have seen ones like I've seen the one like I said the seat has a minimal amount of padding, and if you sit down on it, the spring shoots way down, and the rod stays where it's at, and gets you right in the hoo-hoo.
Yeah, right up the ass. Like that, dude. That can kill you. Like that seems to be like instant like sepsis.
Yeah.
Like,
Don't steal bikes.
Definitely kill you.
I know,
Don't be a
but see,
thief.
this was my point. Is if they signed a waiver like, hey, go steal this bike, something's gonna happen, and then a rod shoots up your ass, versus I'm a scumbag thief and I'm going to randomly steal this bike, then I have a little less empathy for you. But the fact that you signed a waiver and got like $100 bill, and then some asshole with a camera like shot a rod up your ass, and you're like, nope, you signed off on it. That's on you. Like that's even worse. Like if it shot flowers in the air or something, be like, oh, that's funny. Haha, good job.
Just rub poop on the bottom of the handles,
It's now leaking out of your fucking out of your rib cage because the
Right.
fucking rod impaled you.
All right, Murr. Make us expand our minds, make us get smarter, make our IQs go out the Elon Musk wazoo.
Let's get to it. It's time for 5 fun facts for you fuckers on a Friday. OMG Facts! Brought to you by our great friend over on Instagram. You can find him. You can enjoy him. He's the Cuckster. Find him. Cuckster for life on Instagram. What's the old Cuckster up to these days?
Cuckster made his first stop in Camden, New Jersey yesterday. You mentioned that New Jersey is the garden state, but you're not going to find garden variety cucks in old Camden, New Jersey, home of the great cuck migration of 2018.
I heard
Lavish and Nick Nude made a visit, and things went well.
I heard there's a nice little spot up there called the Wilson Motel. Is that where
That's
he's
right.
staying?
That's where the cuckster got himself a suite, treated himself and the lady to cuckomania.
Perfect. So that's the first stop on the Cuckster's North American tour, and you can be a part of it yourself. Visit him, Cuckster, the number 4, live on Instagram. Here we go. 5 fun facts. Did you know elephants, bring that to a gas station, see how much money you get. Elephants are extremely scared of bees. Kind of makes sense.
That's what you do. You bring an elephant and bees and have that fucker just stampede everything. It'd be like Jumanji when the rhino comes in the house. Elephants are afraid of bees.
They're afraid of mice too. They're like, but see, I wonder if it's because like, okay, obviously we're not fans of bees, like random ass bees, right? So we can swat them away though. They're kind of like, fuck. Like they can't like run fast. They can't even jump. All they can do is swat with their trunk. So I just wonder if it's like they're scared of them, or if it's like they just know how much this moment's gonna suck and they freak out.
More of a nuisance.
I'm reading about bees and elephants at the moment. Sorry. Go, continue.
No, I just wonder if it's like just a hyper nuisance.
Yeah.
They come across like a beehive.
Yes.
These fuckers are gonna get stung dozens, if not hundreds of times, and it's just like, yeah, man, I can't put up with this. And you're gonna get what we deem as a freak out, which to them could be just a minor temper tantrum.
Yeah.
Just a 4-ton animal
I would like to think, and I mean, I could be wrong. I don't know what skins feel like or look like, but I would think that like their hides would be like thick enough
thick
to where,
enough. Yeah, that could withstand that.
to where like
Yeah.
it's like a cow. Like I mean, you can punch a cow, and it's like its hide so thick. It's just like, what the fuck was that?
Well, want to learn some
Maybe-
stuff?
Yeah, let's do
No,
it.
but maybe it was told through the folklore of elephant, heritage. One got greedy and tried to get into the honey, and got his little snout in there, and beep, 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 beep. And they were like, "Yeah, don't fuck with them."
Yeah. So Murray were kind of close because they do have thick skin, but they have sensitive, thinner areas around their mouth and eyes, behind their ears, and inside of their trunk, which is where these bees go. Also, African bees are notoriously aggressive swarmers. So like they come out. And
Yeah, you're right. Those are African bees are technically what we call in North America the
bees.
killer bees. Yeah.
In fact, those bees have been known to kill African buffalo. So there you go. They'll kill a fucking cow,
Jesus.
basically. So apparently, and this is just I think cool because this is what I stumbled across was that conservationists actually use bees now because elephants hate them to like block them from like areas where poachers are prevalent or like to protect farms and crops so the elephants don't go in and fucking like eat up all the crops. They fucking string bees around the perimeter, and then if an elephant wanders in, it shakes the rest of the hives and they swarm.
No shit. Okay.
So
well, that makes
they're like
sense.
bee fences, essentially.
And see, yeah, bee fence,
Yeah. Bee
bee fence,
Bee fence.
bee fence.
Fuck, we should move to Africa immediately. We got a business on our hands, boys.
See, and more the plot thickens. You say we'd be better off without them. Not better off. We'd be fine. I don't know.
We
Yeah,
would
but that's-
literally die.
No, we would lose some elephants.
No, we would lose food. Like almost all the important food.
Look, we send old Atlas the robot out with a few Q-tips and some pollen, and everything's fine.
It's not how
Yeah.
this works.
That's how it works, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
Look it up.
I'm just imagining like the sensitivity. An elephant getting curious about something, that trunk going somewhere, and a bee just whoop, right in that old puppy.
Yeah. Well, look, I don't have a trunk, but I got a pee hole, and I could only imagine.
Yeah, and one of my biggest insults about someone doing something stupid and me saying that they should have this happen. This should happen to that person is a fire ant crawl into their dick hole,
Yeah.
which is the equivalent to a bee in the trunk of an elephant. Yeah.
Or an elephant, has a penis. That could be a little...
I'm sure that's sensitive as well. Is it ears, trunk, eyes, mouth, penis?
Did you know? In Alaska, it is illegal to whisper in someone's ear while they're moose hunting.
You said it's illegal?
Illegal to whisper in someone's ear while they're moose hunting.
I mean, that's
wonder,
probably
like-
just good practice. I'm just saying.
I mean, yeah, this is one I
You're
have
not
no...
moose hunting with strangers,
I know, this is... I get there, like, it's illegal to shoot a moose from your car, even if your car is stopped.
Yeah.
Like, there's, like... And I get that one, I guess. I mean, I can make up reasons to get that. I can't conceive of a reason why it's illegal for me to go, like, do you see him? Like, I don't...
2 dicks to the left.
Yeah. I
Damn it!
have no idea.
Unless public safety, but again, that's just spitballing. I have no idea. I don't know enough about Alaska to figure out these type of laws.
Yeah, but like I just why would whispering in the ear of another person ever be illegal for any reason? Like,
Yeah,
there's a bee.
as I was saying, like you,
Yes.
bee hole. Because like I said, at least in my humble opinion, you're not hunting with strangers. If you're hunting with someone, it's either a next of kin, family member, or a friend, and it's not someone trying to throw off your target. You know, maybe it's a tournament thing. Maybe there's something. You know, you might fuck up someone's prize to win
Or maybe
the
they're just
annual
trying to,
moose hunt of Anchorage.
or maybe they're just trying to make it that much harder to like hunt a moose. Like they're trying to get the moose a chance. Like, nope, if you got to talk, you got to talk out loud. You can't say it all quiet, like so the moose can't hear you.
So, you can't, when you sneak up, you gotta. Yeah, gotcha. It's either quiet or talking.
Yeah.
No whispering.
No, none of the other. No in betweeners.
And then what was her? The Maria Athens. You know, she's not whispering. She's like, "I'll fucking kill you, you fucking moose!
Oh God. Yeah. Wow.
You you dumb son of a bitch!"
You're going into the Wayback Well. Maria Athens, former ABC/Fox affiliate.
Yes. ABC/Fox affiliate.
Did you know the ancient Celts were the first to ferment and distill grains into whiskey? They called it water of life.
Damn, good for them. I wonder when that was.
Yeah, I wish there was a date on there, but like, dude, we've been fucking boozing for a long time. I feel like there was a time where we probably drank more booze than actual water because the water was what killed you. But man, could you imagine though? Like, imagine if your only beverage for the entire day was just whiskey. Like,
Yeah.
and you wonder why people were so, like, you know, like, well, we used to be a lot more violent. Well, no shit. We were fucking drunk by noon every day. Sun up. It's like, I'm a little parched. What we got in the fridge? We got some Dewar's. We got ourselves a little Glenfiddich. What else here we got?
You got something down the street from the McKinley brothers. This shit's fucking good. Yeah. Trying to think about some of that history, but you're absolutely right about being more violent. Yeah. Wonder why. This isn't your afternoon like mimosas at 11.
No, and then like what your tame, your lighter liquids were what, your wines, maybe your meads. They were like mixed with like some bad fucking, I don't know, grain. They had some sort of fungus on it, and you're tripping balls all day. Like Jesus Christ.
And the light stuff's like 13% alcohol,
Yeah.
15% alcohol.
Christ.
Giving that to kids.
I had an econ teacher who was pro legalization of all drugs, and he said, and I'll say I quote, I may miss a word here or there. He's like, people have been trying to alter their way of life and the way they think since people could break rocks with other rocks, and it's never, no matter what laws you make, they're going to keep trying to do it.
Yeah, 100%. I just think you got to. It's about understanding. I feel like if you knew, I mean, I don't think Elvis Presley is necessarily like the best barometer for this, but like Elvis needed something to wake him up, or Michael Jackson, like he needed something to wake him up, needed something to put him down. He needed something to like go in between. I got something for my singing voice. You know, you had a little pharmaceutical for everything. I mean, just understanding these things is beneficial.
What put him down is what they were putting people down to have brain surgery.
Yes.
So
Agreed. I know. But I mean, so let's dial it back a bit. You know, maybe a little bit of cannabis for bedtime. Maybe a little bit of pure, unaltered, fentanyl-free little yayo to get you up in the morning. You know, just saying, like there could be some You know, I got a test today. Maybe some mushrooms on your pizza at lunchtime. Maybe that'll get you right where you want to be.
What test are you taking?
Yeah.
Theoretical physics.
Yeah, Christ.
Yeah.
What if?
Yeah.
Philosophy.
Yes. Did you know most bird bones are so hollow and light their feathers weigh more than their skeletons?
Yes.
I didn't know that, but I've seen renderings where, like, if you just defeather a bird, I mean, it's pretty Yeah, these things are the wind could blow it away.
Yeah, no, like people like there's these like giant like barn owls, and people are like you have no idea how light they are. Like they're huge. I mean, they're like the size of like small chihuahuas, but apparently they only weigh like 2 or 3 pounds.
They are huge, though.
Yeah.
I've been up close and personal with one on a golf course, and it was fucking wild.
An owl?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it didn't attack me or anything, but we were. You played Gettysburg with us, right? This is just quick sidebar.
Yeah.
So hole 2, you come up the hill, and you make that quick turn, and you've got that tee box that's over like a ravine, kind of dog leg right.
Okay.
So we walked up to the tee box. It was like me, Sean, might have been Dave, and if you remember that tee box, you're circled around these little trees. They're all like really close to you next to the tee box, and we look over, and this like tiny bird drops out of the tree, takes off flying through the fucking like gorge where you're hitting your drive, and like 3 seconds after the tiny bird drops from the tree, goes out, fucking massive owl does the exact same thing, drops down and takes off after that bird, and me, Sean, and Dave were like, "What the fuck just happened?" Like, dude, it was huge, like head to like belly button, like
Yeah.
it's fucking massive. We like I had never seen one up close like that. It was insane. But anyway, sorry.
Yeah, no, you're fine. No, the freakiest thing you'll ever see is an owl with no feathers. Yeah. That's you would think you found like a genetic freak from like Montauk Island or something.
Yeah, they're mad. I could pull one up if you want.
Yeah, pull one up
Yeah.
because like there's actually like a famous kind of like viral video of like aliens in the sewer, and it's just a bunch of like owls with
hairless owls,
like bird mange or something.
bird mange. Yeah, I mean that's exactly what it is.
I think owl pellets are also kind of they eat the rat,
Yeah,
digest it, then they puke up the pellet.
I don't know. I think so. Maybe. With like
I just like we had to put
yeah.
the bird back together via the bones that the owl had. Some didn't digest. And I was always like, damn, really? They ate this motherfucker? Like, yeah, ate it like it was a mozzarella stick.
There you go.
Yeah, look at that shit. M&Ms.
Minis.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's your owl.
How wise is that bastard?
Super wise.
God, ugly
Super wise.
motherfucker. And finally,
That's like that stork. What was that? Remember that stork we chatted about a couple of years ago?
The
like
giant one?
the one that like
What's
has like that has like the roar and like that freaky beak.
Yeah,
Sounds
fuckers are like 5 feet tall.
You mean the shoe bill joint?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
I
those
think it's
bastards.
technically a pelican, but yes. Yeah, it's fucking
Okay.
horrifying. Those things are crazy.
And
They look
finally,
fake.
did you know the hairdryer was the offspring of 2 unrelated inventions: the vacuum cleaner and the blender? Who the fuck is sitting around like, huh? Wonder what I can make with these 2 fucking things here. Got me a vacuum cleaner, got me a blender, and then who decided to put it up to their face?
Someone who was taking the test the next day.
That's right. eating a little pizza, some toppings on there.
The blender. I wonder what like.
Yeah, what was,
So what
what was the
you,
end?
you get the outward. You get the suction in reverse with like a blender motor.
I guess, or like maybe like the blades. I don't know. Maybe they're just fucking around, like, and just like, man, this thing's got some output, man, and just blow your hair back. Blow your hair back. Huh.
Shirley, get down here. Did you take a shower? Has no eyebrows. I need to dial it back a little bit, but we're good. On something.
Put something on the front of that thing, like
Yeah.
fucking blender blades. Fucking. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, or maybe it takes like the reverse suction of the vacuum, and then you gotta like, I don't know. I don't know where the blender comes in. I feel like
Yeah,
you could do all the work with the vacuum.
That's good.
Yeah.
When we went up to Donnie's wedding in was it last September? Actually, like fly up. We're in Connecticut, and Sarah mentioned something about I need to bring my hair dryer. And I was like, we're staying at, I don't know where we stayed at. It was like a Hyatt or something. They have those, attached to the wall. And he was like, oh, babe, those are terrible.
Yeah.
Those absolutely suck.
Yeah.
Like, it just, as a man, I don't ever think of, because I pack a minimal amount. I'm using the bar soap provided there, and the shampoo and the conditioner.
Well,
I
I'm
bring a
not
few other
fucking
things.
animal, but yeah, I agree with you on the fucking hair dryer thing.
It's like the hair dryer. Yeah, if I need to use the hair dryer, which I never will. He's like, no, the provided hair dryers suck. I'm bringing my own. It's like, God damn, that's what it's like. All right, fair enough.
They've got an iron there for you. Like, you don't need it. I mean, technically, I feel like you could just travel with the clothes on your back. I mean, when we went to Disney, like, I was like, I'm packing the minimal amount of stuff. I packed 2 pairs of shorts in case one got wet. That was it.
That feels reasonable.
They're shorts, man. Like, you take them on, take them off. I mean, as long as they get dirty, you're good.
In case you wound up on a water ride or peed yourself.
Yes.
Or both.
Or both. If I was on the water
Well,
ride,
if he peed himself first, then got on a water ride.
Hey,
then get the hair
that's why he
dryer.
kept saying, like, let's go for round
Hair,
2.
yeah, get the hair
Let's suck
dryer
this
out.
in.
You get the hair dryer at the hotel, you're done. And that, my friends, is your Fun Fact Friday.
Nice.
Well, tonight on Before You Go, folks, a pop icon from the early 2000s on into, I guess, late 90s rather, on into 2000s, Britney Spears, who's gone off the deep end onto the cuckoo branch. Her manager
Again?
theorizes that Britney, who has vowed that she will not get back into music ever again, fine, fair enough, could rake in a whopping $100 million per year if she were to join OnlyFans. The 42-year-old told fans in January that she will never make another album, prompting pundits to wonder the potential of pivot the pop icon. That's too much alliteration for me there. Going on and on. Again, it's all in theory. I guess my question is, one, where does the manager see the metrics on this? And two, does she really need that money? I mean, is she? She's still got to be a millionaire many, many, many times over. Yeah.
I mean, depending on like what. Well, I don't know now. I mean, obviously, when I'm not going to sit here and diagnose Britney Spears, but I would say we could all agree there's some sort of mental calamity going on there, and so she hasn't earned a paycheck in a decade or two. So what are her bills for the houses that aren't the houses that I own? The one here in Conowingo. You know what I mean? What are the taxes on that stuff? Like how much like compulsory spending has she been doing since she lost her conservatorship?
You're saying she makes no more money anymore.
I mean, there's residual checks for things that she's done, but I mean, I don't see a whole lot of like, I don't know, movie soundtracks begging for "Hit Me, Baby, One More Time." There's not.
Okay.
So I'm just saying, like, I mean, you've bought these things. Is everything paid for already? If not, like, I don't know. I guess the bigger question is $100 million in a year for OnlyFans. I mean, does that track for you? Do you think she could pull that off?
100 mil? No, I mean, that was my question. Where does the manager see that? I mean, a manager of a icon like this isn't some nitwit who, was just really good at organizing someone's portfolio and their calendar. I'm sure that person could crunch some numbers together. 100 mil? I don't know. Say they're off by 50%, 50 mil.
Yeah. Well, Alan, see if you can look this up. What's the highest paid OnlyFans personality?
And I have a list of celebrities that do it.
I think Black China like last year. I think Black China was the highest earning.
Yeah, she's up there, but she's 20 million short of number one. This was 2022. I don't know if 2023 statistics.
That's fine.
The 2022 was fucking Bad Baby, which is the Catch Me Outside bitch from fucking Mr. Phil. She made $59.8 million on OnlyFans.
That's Dr. Phil. Put some spect on that, yo.
What'd I say?
You said Mr. Phil.
Oh,
Mr. Phil.
no, that's fine. He's like a Mr. Pibb. I'm changing it. I'm accepting that. Mr. Phil created a monster who makes $60 million a year with her fucking ugly ass.
So
So
there you
yeah,
go.
actually,
Bad Baby,
Britney, yeah.
60 million. 60
Yeah.
so yeah, I don't think that estimate of 100 million is that far off because
No.
Britney Spears is yeah, she's up there in years, but people have been dying to see that for how long?
Yeah. Cardi B,
Yeah.
Amber Rose, Tyga.
Black
Don't know
Cherry.
who that is.
Oh, he's a
Denise Richards, DJ Khaled has an OnlyFans. What?
dude. That's everybody has an OnlyFans. Like I said, it's not
Iggy
just
is
for titties, but I don't know who's paying for DJ Khaled's.
right. Iggy Azalea, Carmen Electra. Let's see here. Some of those. I know Dre D'Amato. Formerly, she was Adriana in Sopranos. Has one.
She
Oh,
just
she
Her
has
started
one.
songs.
she just
Yeah.
started that because
She's
she
still
hadn't
on
been able to get she hadn't gotten hired in quite some time, and apparently I don't think she even does like nudes. She just does like, scantily clad poses and things.
Yeah, that's the
Chris
scam.
Brown.
How
Yeah.
they get you paying and then you don't even see titty. That's fucked up.
But here's the thing: is there's a lot of people out there that I would say, okay, I don't know if you guys remember this, but I was at Ground Zero when former Miss Teen Delaware made a video back around 2014, maybe 13, something like that, and one of the porn sites was like offering her like $100,000 a year to be like their spokesperson, like not even be nude, just do like all like the advertisements and stuff like that. And I was like, at this point, you already you did it for $1,000, cash in hand. You're not going to get hired by like these companies like you wanted to when you were just a pageant queen. You might as well just take the money. Like, so I guess for Britney Spears, she's been doing a lot of dancing with Ginsu knives and, you're not really going to embarrass yourself any more than you already have. So again, the milk and the cow scenario. You got the milk, you might as well fucking sell it.
Yeah, got a point.
Yeah. Do you think you're gonna get? See, I liken this to Sonny, the old WWF valet, who then later on went into doing nudes, and it was like, oh, you kind of a lot of tire on those treads. I wonder if like Britney, it's like because I saw a video and it was her at some concert in like circa 2000. She was getting just a waterfall of water all over her, and it was someone who commented who now is like in their early 20s was like, damn, why wasn't I alive for this? And I was like, man, I was. Damn. And I don't know if like her at 42, I'm like chomping at the bit to. I mean, I would see it. I wouldn't pay for it.
Yeah, okay, yes, but there's so many scumbags out there, and people that are our age that are still scumbags have like disposable income for this stuff.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of dorks that are still salivating for it and just like praying to see it. And she's in okay shape for a 42-year-old that was once much more attractive. But I think in the first year she'd make 100 million. I don't know if she'd make 100 million for 2 years.
100 million, yeah.
I don't know if she'd make it 2 years in a row, but like, I don't know how many million you got in the bank. I'd be all right with 100.
Yeah.
I was gonna say maybe if the manager's off by 50. All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, and
Bummer.
it's not like Britney Spears is like internationally respected for her intellect or anything along those lines. Like, you're not going to tarnish the brand by showing your titties.
Yeah. Talking about tarnishing the brand. I'm pretty sure that brand is smeared with poop sticks from side to side and up and down. Yeah. If you had your ear to the grindstone. Yeah. That's what I was going to say something. Damn it. I had it on the tip of my tongue. Had nothing to do with Britney Spears' nipples. Well.
Yeah, but once they get in there, man, they ain't getting out. Hey, look, I think it's a good move. I mean, I honestly don't know why she hasn't done it. I mean, maybe this is how insane she is like the one credible business move she could do. She hasn't conceived of yet.
I know what I was going to say. Alan, do you remember this conversation? There's a BBW comedian who I had alerted Alan to because I saw some of her stuff and I looked her up and I was like, damn, this girl's kind of hot. Her comedy work's kind of, yeah. But turns out she has an OnlyFans, and I was like, Alan, what do you think of this? And he was like, oh man, he's like, I'll tell you what, you're not getting like spreading the lips, but she's definitely spreading them cheeks. What was that broad's name?
Yeah, I'm looking it up. Morgan something.
Yeah,
Morgan
that's right.
Gallo. She's hot.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. You should screen share that.
I mean, I can do it. Hold on.
Yeah, please do. By the way, just real quick, I'm usually so good with these things. BBW, give me a.
Big beautiful woman.
She's not even. I don't even know that she qualifies, honestly. But whatever. If
She could. You
helps
could sneak her
sell,
into the.
Yeah. I mean, I guess.
Oh, I gotta log in. I guess. Hold on. Let me see if we can find some.
She's just
She's just busty. I mean, she's thick. She thick. She got a little. She got a little padding. But I don't know.
And she has an OnlyFans page.
Oh, okay.
And Alan said, "I'm pretty sure she was spreading her cheeks, meaning she's showing her butthole."
Yeah, you can get the results probably.
That seems like an aggressive move.
I mean, buttholes.
And she's a comedian. I mean,
acceptable now. Yeah, I mean, she's pretty hot.
Yeah, that's pretty good right there.
Yeah, she's a pretty lady.
Yeah, I mean, she's like a week on the treadmill from being fine.
Well, I guess that's fine. I kind of like it, but that's just me.
No, I mean, I'm saying I don't mind what I see there, but I'm saying, like a few, like I don't know, like a week's worth. You don't have to do the full P90X, but just like a week's worth, and
it's like I said, man. Look, she ain't gonna break me. She might break you. I get it. It's a safety precaution. It's fine. It's totally fine. We got to be mindful of our safety in the bedroom. It's totally fine.
Murr's on his back.
There's
on
no
the bed.
judgment.
Like, release the bees.
Jesus.
All right, Alan, tell all
before the bees get me.
Bee fence. Bee fence.
God, somebody's gonna pick up on that, and we are gonna lose out on millions.
Alan, tell all the OnlyFans scroungers where you can find the middle class holes.
Dude, we should start a middle class holes OnlyFans at this point. You can find us on all your favorite media platforms. We're at MDL Class Holes on Instagram and Twitter. We're the Middle Class Holes on Facebook and TikTok and YouTube, and maybe at OnlyFans. Fuck, just keep typing it in, and maybe one day one will pop up. You never know.
You want to see a 45-year-old belly button?
It'll all just be fucking like. It'll all be like Fireman's Calendar content, but of us. Yeah.
This is belly button lint.
Yeah. That's like me in Santa pants and just suspenders. You know what I mean? Like,
dude, you know what, Wes? You say that, but like, I feel like for like $50 a month, like with like 100 subscribers, like I could get in there with like tweezers and be like, all right, let's see what we got here today.
Oh yeah.
I bet you there's a bunch of freaks that would be 100%. All up in that.
Dude, at least once a month coming home from work, Sarah fucking digs out some lint from my stomach. It's like, what the fuck is this? Damn, girl. Saving that for you.
That is the oddest thing.
Yeah, it's very
I've ever heard. A
strange.
couple popping a pimple. Okay. Hey, babe, come here. I want to take some lint out of your belly button.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I know. Whatever. It's our world. It's our relationship.
No, I'm not judging. There's zero judgment here. It's just that's not even an area that I ever thought of like exploring.
Sounds pretty judgy, if you're asking me. Listener comments. We got a few. It's coming from Instagram. It's the car wash scam, or this is where you explain how you were able to do a high velocity power wash into the corner machine at a Conowingo car wash in order to get unlimited car wash time, and you got caught. NUFC_fan1977 writes, another money saving hack from you guys. You told how you were saving bananas at 30 cents a pound.
Listen, we are the middle class holes, all right? Not the 1% class holes.
We help where we can. Yeah. We talk what we know. Okay, yeah. This is the way to save you $1.75 on a full car wash.
Listen, we all are just trying to make it to retirement, man. Every
before the robots steal our fucking barely above minimum wage jobs.
Yeah,
we have a targeted finish line. We're just trying to pull that fucker back 5 years.
Yeah, just reel it in before they raise it.
Next viewer coming from TikTok. This is Chick-fil-A order. Murr, this is where you explain where you begrudgingly, against your best wishes, went up and said, hey, this is a little bit pink in the middle. They gave you a new patty and a $5 discount on the next days. Steve Belshner writes, if you're ever in Spotsylvania, VA, right off 95, go to the Chick-fil-A. It's like it was like a commercial. Amazing customer service, and food looked like it just came off the menu.
Yeah, so
meaning
it's a Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, that's every Chick-fil-A guy.
Yeah, that's the one thing. That's why Chick-fil-A's they're not like splitting the atom here. They're making fucking literally the most basic ass chicken sandwich. I don't even like the pickle. So when I order mine, I'm getting literally a bun with a fried chicken breast on it. That's it. That is the end of the sandwich, and it's still delicious.
No, you gotta get that deluxe, bro.
I think his point was, it looks, unlike burger joints, it looks like the photo that you see.
No, I know what he's getting at. I'm just saying that is every Chick-fil-A, and that's why Chick-fil-A is so successful, is because they do the bare minimum. That's it. They just do the bare minimum. Hey, we're gonna make our food look like the advertisement because that's actually possible. That's it. Yeah. And we're gonna say thank you and come again.
It was my pleasure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also think like Spotsylvania should have produced the most athletes ever, in my opinion.
I don't disagree with you. I think they should change their name otherwise.
That's right. Next, coming from TikTok, hooray cancer. Murr acknowledges that, we should celebrate the fact that cancer killed OJ. He's such a nice guy. Actually, a few comments on here. Should I read them all? Unknown Ultima writes, it's weird white people that weren't convinced of his murder never get the same treatment as OJ. Never get the same treatment as OJ's. Right?
I don't know what that means.
Yeah, I don't know what that means either.
That, like, white people who weren't convicted don't get the same treatment.
I got you.
I don't know if there's been anybody that famous that, even if white, black, Mexican, like, if they got away with it, I don't think anybody's gotten away with it.
That's just like because the next reply to that, my dad's punching bag, which is a great name, by the way. People don't care that he was black; they care because he was rich and famous.
Yeah,
okay,
maybe because he was and then maybe because OJ was a famous person, a slow-minded freak. And then he replied, "Show me a white man in modern day that beat a murder conviction but still treated like a murderer." Then my dad's punching bag wrote my dad. Don't know if that's true. But
well, I don't know if this is apples to apples or not, but like Roman Polanski, like that guy's pretty. I mean, outside of the entertainment industry, like people have a pretty low opinion of that gentleman, and he was never technically convicted. He just fucking moved to France, which is odd that we're such allies with France and we can't get like a known pedophile like back here to stand trial or anything.
Right. What do you seek? Like, it wouldn't be extradition, right? That's just like you're just going to France to.
No, we can't. We don't have an extradition policy or clause or whatever the fuck law with France. So like if you fuck up here, you can just go to France. I mean, France can choose to send you back.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But they have for like
they don't have to
40 years chosen not to send Roman Polanski back here to, face what he did with a 13-year-old in a pool one day. Probably
See, we know people. We know. Jerk offs.
But he didn't kill her.
Yeah, sorry. There wasn't a yeah. Oh, all right. Well,
that ended on.
We got a good middle note. we got a good bad movie coming up. Murr, still to be determined. Correct? You're still mulling this over.
Yeah. Well, okay. I do have a question for you. There is a very recent, John Cena movie that apparently has like low Rotten Tomatoes score, high audience score. Now, do you want something from the past, or can we do...
No, man. Do modern. Come on, man. Let's shake it up.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. I will throw that into my my decision making process.
All right, and we got to get Adam on the show here soon. And then we got that other podcast. It's guys from Anne Arundel County. We got to figure out how we're going to get them on. They want to get on. They hit me up again.
Okay, just put them on.
Do they know?
Well, the one guy works for a federal agency and he can't be on camera.
Oh.
What?
Okay, well then just put a fucking avatar up. Or
Can
something.
we get one of those criminal, like we make a silhouette of him and he's like, "Rrr, rrr, rrr." You know what I mean? We get voice modulator. He's like, "Hey guys."
So it's two of them. One doesn't mind, one does. So I'm figuring we put him in a KKK mask or something.
Oh yeah,
and it'll be all right.
Yeah,
or not do that. Yeah, that's
put him in an O.J. Simpson mask.
Ooh,
I like this.
And is he a white guy? Because that's his only option then.
Or a furry mask. I'm fine with that too.
Mm.
Go neutral. Go anthropomorphic.
We could blackface him.
No, that's not a good idea.
We don't know. I don't know what color he is. Why are you making assumptions?
Well, if you blackface him, I think we understand where he is in the world.
You can blackface me.
Not really.
This could all be black.
wow, that'd be wild. We should do that more often.
Check it out.
Wow, we should do that to get you canceled, and then when you pull the makeup off, and it's like it's the same color.
Yeah, could definitely do that.
Oh, all right, folks. I've had fun. I hope you've had fun. Join us again. Another tale of no classes. Back in the neighborhood.
I'm still riding like a pup. I fell down, but my dick still up.
Well, sometimes I may need a hand when I'm just too drunk to stand. I don't need your sympathy, keep your judgment too. 'Cause you just give it a little pull, and my dick's strong like bull, ready to satisfy my woman whole night through.
I get drunk most every day.